Okay, so today we're going to have a look at two-way tables. These are just another way of representing the information on a Venn diagram. If we remember with our Venn diagram yesterday that we had a look at, we said if we have an example where we have two groups, so we have a group of people first of all inside here, a number of people all go inside our rectangle, and then in here we had a heap of different things they did. So here they were A and B. They were members of A and B. They played cricket and football. They did whatever it is. This was A, but not B. This one in here was B, not A. And this one in here was our not A and not B. So we're just going to represent in that same information in a two-way table. So the way that works is if we bring that down here and have a look, is we set up a table with those categories. We want an A and B, we want a and not B, we want a B and not A, etc. So the way we do that is that we have a table here in the first place, which has got, you might say, our four options. And then what we're going to have in this row, we're going to make this row B, this row not B. And up the top, we're going to have A in our columns, A and not A. Okay, so we can throw our information in there for those. What we're also going to have with this one is we're going to give ourselves some cells around the outside for our totals. These are going to be our totals, these things. And it's going to total the row and the columns. Okay, so let's have a look at that same information if we were putting that into a Venn, the same stuff we've got in the Venn diagram. Here I've got A plus B, A and B. Here I've got B in my row across there, but not A. A is in my column, not A. This is the not A column. In this row across here, I've got not B, and in the column I've got A. A, but not B. And in this spot here, I've got not A coming down there, not B. It's not both of them. So that's my not A, not B. And then what we've got here, this is our column total. So that's A. This is our column total of this one, so that's not A. We've got our rows. This one in here, our row is B, so that's everybody in our B circle. This one here is not B, so that's everybody that's not B. And finally, this is our grand total. So that's our inside the square, all the people inside the rectangle. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this example, pulling it in, completing a two-way table. Now, if we've got most of the information in, this is a bit of a game where we're just adding numbers together, subtracting to be able to fill the whole thing in. So this first question here is just asking me to copy and complete this two-way table. So I can add 7 and 6 together and get 13. Similarly, I can add 6 and 2 together and get 8. Now I've got this total on the bottom. So I can add those two totals together and get 25. I can now come up. I've got 13 plus something equals 25 is 12. And then I've got something plus 2 equals 12 is 10. And I can just quickly check all my totals. 7 plus 10 is 17. 6 plus 2 is 8. 13 plus 2 is 25. Going across the other way. 7 plus 6 is 13. 10 plus 2 equals 12. And 17 plus 8 equals 25. Okay, so what you're going to do now is have a look at the first exercises. This is chunk 1. Come up here is our chunk 1. So you're going to copy and complete these two-way tables. Now these a lot of numbers. So you really probably can do this without too much scaffolding. Up here, we've got our A and not A. Here we've got our B and not B. But for these questions, you really do just need to work out what numbers to add together to come across to the totals, remembering our totals around the outside. So that's a total, that is a total. These are the totals by adding the two inside. And then this one over here is our grand total. That is adding the two totals together. Now there are two of these. Have a go at both of those. As I said, it's all numbers. You should be fine with these ones.